There was a time when our eyes spent hours looking into the distance, at trees, at sunlight, at movement, at nature. Now, many of us spend most of our waking lives staring at glowing rectangles from only inches away. And quietly, our bodies are trying to tell us something. The dry eyes, the headaches, the blurry focus, the fatigue, the constant strain. Children needing glasses younger than ever before. Adults feeling mentally exhausted after hours on screen. People believing worsening eyesight is simply inevitable. But what if our eyes are not failing us? What if they are asking for support? And what if modern life has disconnected many of us from the rhythms that help the body restore itself naturally? Today, I want to share not only what I personally went through, but the deeper connections I began discovering between the eyes and the nervous system, our lifestyle, and our overall well being. This is not about perfection, and it is not about fear either. It is about awareness, small intentional shifts, and understanding. Understanding that the body is often far more responsive and forgiving than we realize. And at the end of this video, I want to give you something which is gentle and practical. A free 7-day eye comfort reset so you can begin integrating some of these practices into your own life. I began noticing something impossible to ignore. Screens were no longer optional. They had become woven into nearly every part of modern life. For work, for communication, for entertainment, for shopping, for learning, for connection. And while technology has brought incredible convenience, our biology is still deeply human. Our eyes were never designed to spend hour after hour focusing intensely at close distances under artificial lights, while the nervous system remains in a constant state of stimulation. Many people now experience dry eyes, headaches, blurry vision, and eye fatigue, to the point it even extends to tension in the neck. Mental exhaustion then follows, and then that turns into sleep disruption. And often they assume it is simply normal. But the eyes are not isolated, they are deeply connected to the brain, to the nervous system, to the posture, and the breathing. We have spoken about this in few videos, each of these topics, and also to the sleep and to the stress, even to the circulation, hydration, light exposure, which means visual well being is not only about the eyes, it is about the way we are living. And perhaps one of the saddest thing I began noticing was seeing children as young as 5 already needing glasses. Not because something is wrong with them, but because modern lifestyles are changing rapidly. We have less outdoor time, less distance vision, more screen exposure, more nervous system overload, less connection to natural rhythms. And while we cannot completely escape modern life, we can begin creating healthier relationships with it. There was a period in my life when my own relationship with vision changed dramatically. At around 55, I began experiencing floaters, stabbing pain in the eyes, difficulty reading, and eventually macular degeneration. The possibility of central vision loss was emotionally devastating. There were moments when recognizing faces clearly became difficult. Driving began feeling uncertain, and I remember quietly wondering whether one day I may need to learn how to live with severe vision loss. Even speaking about it calmly today, I can honestly say that living through it felt like an emotional roller coaster. And before that, for decades, I had already spent years adapting. While wearing contact lenses for nearly 35 years, I experienced periods of dryness, irritation, continuous infections at times, and increasing discomfort, especially alongside long screen exposure and ongoing visual strain. At the time, I simply adapted and carried on, like many people do nowadays also. High powered glasses, switching between reading glasses, sunglasses, progressive lenses, trying to function normally while constantly adjusting. Then later came the cataract surgery, the intraocular lens procedures, and even discovering something called as second cataract. And through all of this, I slowly began realizing something important. So many of us are adapting to worsening strain without ever pausing to ask how much of modern eye exhaustion is connected to the way we are living. That question changed everything for me. At one of my lowest points, I began experimenting gently and consistently, making small changes in nutrition, breathing, hydration, sleep, light exposure, replacing unnecessary strain, relaxing, becoming aware of stress and movement. Not because anyone gave me a perfect formula, but because I simply wanted to support my body in every way that I could. Over time, I started documenting everything carefully. When I saw small changes, I was observing patterns, paying attention, listening to my eyes. And several years later, my retinologist observed positive changes that encouraged me deeply. That moment changed my perspective. Not because I suddenly believed in miracles, but because I realized the body is responsive, lifestyle matters, the nervous system matters, awareness matters, and perhaps many people are suffering silently without realizing how much support their eyes and nervous systems truly need. That's why I began sharing. There was a lot of preparation. For 1.5 years, I studied carefully, understood, and then decided it was time to share because I couldn't keep this to myself with so much of the world facing different conditions, including macular degeneration. One of the biggest realizations in my journey was understanding how deeply the eyes are connected to the nervous system. Any attention we pay is less for this, and once we get it, we are good. When we are stressed for long periods, our breathing changes, our blinking changes, our muscles tighten, our sleep changes, our posture collapses, and slowly our eyes began functioning under tension too. Many people spend entire days in subtle fight or flight mode. Emails, notifications, deadlines, mental overload, constant stimulation, and the eyes are part of that experience. That is why relaxation is not laziness, restoration is not weakness. Calming the nervous system is part of supporting the body and, of course, the eyes. The way we breathe affects far more than energy. Shallow breathing can contribute to stress, tension, fatigue, and the nervous system gets overloaded. And something fascinating happens during intense screen use. People blink less, they breathe more shallowly, they tense the jaw and shoulders without even realizing it. Over time, this can contribute to extra dryness, irritation of the eyes, fatigue, discomfort. Sometimes the simplest shifts, slowing down, breathing deeply, stepping outdoors, can begin changing the way the body feels. Let us understand about light and sunlight. There was also something else that I had begun noticing. Modern life has disconnected many of us from natural light. We wake up indoors, work indoors, scroll indoors, and remain surrounded by artificial light for most of the day. But natural light, it helps regulate the circadian rhythm, the sleep cycles, our mood, and our alertness too, even our hormonal imbalance or balance, and the overall well being. And spending time outdoors naturally encourages the eyes to relax into distance vision. Sunlight became more than brightness to me. It became a reminder that the body responds differently when we reconnect with natural rhythms. I have made a video about this. You can also look into the other YouTube links and find that. Posture and movement. The body is connected. Hours of screen use often create forward head posture like this, neck tightness, jaw tension, and shoulder stiffness. Once you start observing these little things for yourself, you will be able to make the changes. And because muscles, nerves, and circulation are interconnected, physical tension can influence visual comfort too. Sometimes people focus only on the eyes while ignoring the posture surrounding them. Movement matters, circulation matters, and gentle mobility matters. The body was designed for rhythm, not endless stillness. Hydration and nutrition. Hydration is not only about drinking water. The body functions through balance, minerals, nourishment, and cellular well being. And modern lifestyles often involve processed foods, overstimulation, poor sleep, and dehydration. It also leads to stress eating. I personally began becoming far more intentional about nourishment. Not perfection, but support. Ancient systems like Ayurveda also emphasize what we consume not only through food but even the water and how, the breath, thoughts, our emotions, and even content consumption. All of this affects, all of this influences the internal state of the body. Let us talk about emotional overload and burnout. Sometimes eye fatigue is not only visual, sometimes people are emotionally exhausted. Burnout affects the entire body, and modern culture often teaches us to ignore signals until they become impossible to ignore. The body speaks before any sickness or disease comes. The body communicates. It communicates constantly. Our body communicates to us through fatigue, through tension, and the headaches, the irritation of the eyes. the sleep disruption, the emotional overwhelm, the eye strain. Awareness is not fear, awareness is wisdom. Let us look at the 10 pillars of eye wellness. I want to share with you some of the pillars that gradually became part of my own journey, not as rigid rules, not as perfection, but as supportive practices. Even small intentional changes can begin creating meaningful shifts over time. Repetition is what creates the difference. Let's look at the first pillar one, it's awareness. Pay attention to the body's signals. Many conditions worsen because people ignore small symptoms for years. Awareness creates the opportunity for support, for early support. The second pillar, light and sunlight. Morning natural light, distance vision, stepping outdoors and reducing artificial overload. The body responds beautifully to natural rhythms. Pillar 3, the breath and oxygen. Relax the jaw, relax the shoulders, and breathe deeply. Pause during screen work. Oxygenation and relaxation deeply influence well being. Pillar 4, rest and sleep. Recovery matters. The nervous system restores during rest. Reduce overstimulation before sleep. Create calmer evening routines. Yes, the last thing we do is not to shut the mobile and go to sleep. That cannot be the last thing. And I have made videos around this for every detail. Hydration and nutrition is our pillar number 5. Support the body with nourishment. Hydrate consistently. Reduce unnecessary strain through lifestyle and awareness. Pillar number 6, the movement and posture. Stretch, move, look into the distance, release neck tension. The eyes are connected to the whole body. I am very proud to say that if you check out the YouTube links, you will find very detailed videos on each of these topics that has been handled. Nervous system and the emotional well being is our pillar number 7. Stress influences the body profoundly. Slow down, create moments of calm, reduce constant overstimulation. Pillar number 8 is restorative practices. Some practices that became deeply supportive for me included meditation, acupressure, mudras, EFT, and affirmations. And visualization also helps tremendously. All this created mindful relaxation, not as magical wand solutions, but as supportive practices that helped create more calm, awareness, and intentional healing routines. Pillar number 9, daily eye habits. Blink consciously, take screen breaks, adjust the brightness, look into the distance, reduce unnecessary strain. Small habits matter more than occasional extreme effort. Just small daily habits, and we can all come to a great routine. Pillar number 10, the nature and presence. One of the most healing things modern people can do is slow down. Walk outdoors, look at trees, watch the sky, allow the nervous system to soften. We were never designed for constant stimulation. Let's look at the different levels of support that we offer. One thing I have realized through this journey is that different people need different levels of support. Some people may only need greater awareness, healthier routines, and better screen habits, more sunlight, more rest, and more calming of their nervous system. And simply watching these videos consistently may already help them to begin creating meaningful changes. Some others may want more structured guidance. That is why I created the Clear Sight Journey. It is a supportive experience with resources, guidance, and community. We have created a course and for people who want help to create that long term sustainable habits and lifestyle changes. And then there are some people who we know they struggle to do this alone, to feel motivated, to first understand and then to feel motivated to start. And they want accountability, they want personal guidance and emotional support and consistent encouragement. And for deeper transformation, they want step by step integration into their routine. And for them, we created the I Miracles Vision Mentorship. So, alongside our I Miracles Global Circle community, because healing becomes easier when people feel supported. When we feel supported, we are encouraged and motivated to move ahead. Now, let me talk about the free resource that I mentioned in the beginning. As I had promised earlier, I want to gift you something gentle and practical. A free 7-day eye comfort reset, a calming guided experience to help you begin integrating light, breath, rest, hydration, posture, relaxation, simple supportive eye habits. You can download it below. And remember, this is not about perfection. It is about becoming aware, taking small intentional steps, and creating a lifestyle that supports not only your eyes but the entire body. And it changes our human experience because our body is constantly communicating, and sometimes what feels like exhaustion, strain, or overwhelm is actually the beginning of awareness. So, wherever you are in your journey right now, start gently, start consistently, and remember that even small changes repeated daily can begin creating meaningful change over time. I have experienced this personally, and from that I share. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I truly hope that this becomes the beginning of a calmer, healthier, and more intentional relationship with your eyes, your body, and your life. If this video helped you in any way, please share it with someone else who may also be silently struggling with tired eyes, screen fatigue, or visual overwhelm. Because modern life may be exhausting our eyes, but awareness gives us the opportunity to support them differently. So, as per your requirement, you can reach out to us and connect so we can understand where you stand today in the eye health and where we could be of support and help. Thank you.